Hello, welcome to Lexi's movie reviews. This is a newer movie. It came out a few years ago, and it got pretty bad reviews. Some people liked it, but some people didn't. But I am a huge G.I. Joe fan, so I'm going to do my take on the Snake Eyes Origins movie. Um, from the perspective of a really, really huge diehard G.I. Joe fan. So it's the third G.I. Joe movie. We all know that. The first G.I. Joe movie, The Rise of Cobra, I thought was okay. It was pretty good, but I thought they did the cliche thing of making everything way too fucking incestuous. Like, the Baroness was that, I don't know, it was Flamethrower Duke or somebody Hawk's fucking ex-girlfriend, and then Cobra Commander was like his ex-comrade. Everybody's related. I'll do another review on that, but the second movie was Retaliation, I think. The second G.I. Joe movie. That one was much better, and I loved Firefly, Ray Stevenson's Firefly. And I don't know, those are whole separate reviews, but I like the second one better. So it was fucking awesome. And I was like, to me personally, the Star Wars movies, the G.I. Joe movies, and the X-Men movies can all go on forever. And they should. I love them. I'm actually pissed off that there's not more G.I. Joe movies out. Like, they went like 7 years before releasing this after the second G.I. Joe movie. 7 years. So, what do I think of this? Scale of 1 to 5, I give it like I don't know, 3. 3 and up being good, below 3 it sucks. A scale of 1 to 10, I'd say like 1 to 4 being sucky and 5 and up being passable. 5 being passable or good to excellent or classic is 10. I give this like 7. I give it about 7. I want to go to like an 8 but it just can't because it lacked and left out so many opportunities. Great idea. Visually, cinematography wise, and sequences, and how much is crammed into this fucking movie, it's pretty fucking good. Like, it's not a short movie. It's not like an 80-minute movie. It's not an hour and a half. It's not like 95 minutes or some shit. No, this is fucking like 2 hours long. So it's a full 2 hour long movie. It's actually like 2 hours and 1 minute. So it's extensive. There's a lot in this movie. And it of course, shows like his early childhood a little bit, clips in the beginning. Goes through his journey. He works for the Yakuza, and then he gets initiated into the Ashikage, which is like a ninja sect that he joins, where he meets Storm Shadow. And then I didn't really catch the plot line of the like there's a magic rock or something. I didn't really quite understand. I didn't notice that till later. I watched the movie like 10 fucking times, probably. I don't know, at least like 8 times already. So basically, it's got Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow. It's got both Masters, and then it's also has Scarlet, and it has the Baroness. So it's like 6 core like GI Joe characters that we know if you know your Star Wars backstory. And it's the ninja lore of the ninja origins and stuff, which is really good. But I really feel that for the most part, it was a missed opportunity to really fucking put a lot of the awesome G.I. Joe characters' backstories and origins of things that we kind of see later on in the film. There is a lot of characters that, if you know your G.I. Joe stories, were in the ninja backstories. Like in the comics and TV show and all this and everything. Uh, in the ninja backstories, yeah, there's both the masters, the two teachers, Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, and then also Zartan, who had framed Storm Shadow for assassinating one of the masters, which we kind of saw like a flashback clip of, I think, in the first or second G.I. Joe movie. Okay, so there's that. But in this movie, you'd think you would see something like that, like shows the origins, maybe shows like some of the early Zartan ninja era stuff. No, no Zartan. And since they could have put Zartan in there, that means they could have at least had short guest appearances and introductions to um, uh, Zartan's, brother and sister, Xandar and Zarana. I swear I wouldn't know who Zarana is. Yeah, they could have had introductions to those two as well. Not like big roles. I wouldn't want to see big Xandar Zarana roles. Just kind of show them in small roles. But you could incorporate the Zartan training and Zartan ninja shit in there and show the assassination. Also, if you know your G.I. Joe lore, there is like early ninja origin stories where Firefly is in the ninja lore. No early origins of Firefly in here. Um, and like the storylines change, and there's all different. I know some of the other ninja characters weren't necessarily connected to the Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe origin stories. However, there are a lot of other martial arts and ninja people in G.I. Joe lore that I think would have been really cool to incorporate into this film. Like, I would love to see Quick Kick on film. I would love to see Jinx. And since this is like ninja origin stories, maybe you could show like early days of like Slice and Dice, who are later on who came way later on in G.I. Joe lore, but you could show maybe a little bit of their origins, um, uh, and where they started out, or just short scenes of them or something. And then later on in later G.I. Joe movies, pull them back out and really fulfill their characters. So there's that. It was just like a missed opportunity to use to really show the backstories of all the other people that were incorporated in part of the ninja lore. Zartan, Xandar, Zarana, Firefly, and other ninjas that you could have put in like Slice and Dice and Quick Kick and Jinx. So it's kind of really good, but a lot missed the target, kind of in that way by a long shot. Now, other issues. It's not a movie. It's most movies like this you can just put on, clean the house, and make your dinner, and be doing whatever, and watch it a bunch of times passively, and you'll catch most of it. This fucking movie, man. Like, if you were watching a movie and you like pick up your phone, oh, my friend texted me, boop, 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 and you like look up, you like missed a conversation, you missed the whole fucking movie. It's like there's a lot of dialogue. And another thing which is really awesome, there's a lot of action sequences in this movie, like really good action sequences. I saw some reviews on YouTube, and a bunch of people said that the fight sequences were too shaky, too shaky camera fucking shit. I actually didn't notice that. Maybe I just didn't pay attention or I'm so used to it. But yeah, I think there's a lot of fight sequences. So like how like in a DVD, each like the movies in segments like tracks, like songs on a CD. Like each track has or scene or sequence of a scene or two. Something happens. and then the next one kind of is like that scene. Next, like this movie is like each scene, each track per se has like multiple scenes in it, and so it's like, but there's actually what's really cool is the movie is almost very visually stimulating. Like you could just put it on and put it on mute and play music and just watch it while you're cleaning your house, and it's really awesome visuals. Awesome sword fight scenes, awesome fight scenes. There's like ninja fight scenes in forests, in the city, in buildings, outside, um, on highways or freeways, on cars and motorcycles, underground, in hidden caverns. There's like sometimes there'll be, like I would be watching a movie and I look down or do something quick grab something from the kitchen, come back, and like one fight scene ended and another fight scene started, and they're both fucking awesome. Like really, really, really good fucking fight sequences. Like there's lots of good ninja fight sequences with swords and otherwise cool training. Some people mentioned that on the film, it was really cool that there was a lot of like Asian leads. You don't see a lot of, I guess, like American or Hollywood movies with a lot of Asian leads in the movie, and yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Uh, but overall, I thought it was like awesome, pretty awesome movie, pretty good storyline. I didn't find too many holes in it. I didn't understand everything. I liked Scarlet in this movie. I think a little bit better than the Scarlet in the first G.I. Joe. The Baroness was more dead on in this movie than in the original Rise of Cobra G.I. Joe, because in that one, the Baroness, her glasses are not thick rims. Like, if you know the Baroness from the G.I. Joe, the Baroness has thick rimmed, big, like fucking Coke bottle glasses, the thick rimmed, black, thick rimmed glasses, but in the G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra, she just wears like normal fucking glasses. Plus, in G.I. Joe The Rise of Cobra, fucking the Baroness does not have a Russian or Slavic accent. And that's like one of the defining characteristics of the Baroness. Fucking idiots. Morons. In this movie, they kind of snuck it in. Her voice was kind of normal, kind of Americanized or whatever, European, more westernized sounding, but they kind of snuck in her voice and made it a little bit more Slavic or Russian um, origin voice. It gave her a little bit more of an accent, and her glasses were a little bit more. Uh, I think she had a little bit more thick rim to them. Also, in this movie, the Baroness's hair is like shorter, a little bit shorter. And the original, her hair is like my length, like chest, mid back or something. But in this movie, her hair is a little shorter, and it's a little bit like feathered and layered, which is like not a big deal. It's okay. But it seemed to make it a little bit darker, which is good because in the GI Joe Rise of Cobra, her hair is like brown, and the Baroness's hair is not fucking brown. It's black. If you know G.I. Joe. So they definitely kind of fixed the Baroness a little bit more. Scarlet was cool. All the characters are cool. I liked it. Um, awesome visually, visually stimulating. Awesome action sequences. Cram packed, full of scenes. Oh, another thing, I liked the music. They didn't use any cheesy fucking like like shitty rock music or any bad music in the movie. Like you'll see movies like I don't know, like the fucking Daredevil movie or like fucking Spider-Man movies or some shitty superhero movies, and they use like shitty new metal songs by like fucking Trapped or Breaking Benjamin or some terrible or Nickelbacks or some shit. They didn't do that in here. They didn't put any trendy, shitty mainstream music. All of the music was really cool. It had like haunting choir music. Like there's this really awesome ninja fight sequence in the city of Japan, and it's like all the bright fluorescent lights, in the city, and they're jumping around. And it's like in the rain, and they're playing like different types of music, like spliced together. Like there's some like driving guitar, and then there's like cool like electronic drum and bassy stuff, and then there's like fucking haunting choir sounds coming in and out, and they splice all these different fucking sounds, parts of music together. It sounds really fucking good, and the sound editing on the movie is fucking superb, and it sounds really cool. The sound effects with the music, and even some of the driving, like electronic music when this one house is burning. Really cool music and really cool sound editing. But as far as, like I said, the storyline and how it was a missed opportunity to, they missed the opportunity to show the backstory of a lot of these ninjas, their origins. I really think they should have done like two origin ninja stories, like maybe this one and another one that does go more in depth, that shows Zartan, early Zorana and Xandar, and Firefly, and maybe some other ninjas in there, Quick Kick, um, fucking Jinx, and really get into it. And then later on, years later, they can make other, like, where the ninja forces actually existed, with like Night Creeper and Night Creeper leader, and show Slice and Dice as developed characters, where they branch them out more. But yeah, so it's great idea, great visuals, great sound editing. I didn't find too much of the acting too bad or anything, but just missed the mark on the storylines. And so that's it. This is Lexi. Lexi's Crusty Worlds movie review. Like, subscribe, hit that bell, leave a comment. I will respond because I don't have any viewers yet. Drop money in my Cash App, share my videos, and